that's what SMG mean?
All right, guys, welcome to part 2 of our Elden Ring recap. Everything Elden Ring, from the areas to the bosses to the spoilers to the lore. Spoilers, of course, because we do know everything. The lore. Um, what else? Everything. We're going through our whole journey, our individual journeys, comparing notes, sort of, talking about what wowed us, what awed us, our own little unique experiences, and everything like that. I'm here with my guy, iDuffelShuffle, aka Nick. And that's crazy how in this digital age, your AKA is your name. Like that's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's reversed now.
That's nuts. I wish I would have stuck to like my first gamer tag. Now my shit is just Mike, so I'm just Mike. That's kind of whack when you think about it.
My first one, I'm good on it.
No, I'm saying though, at least yours is like a
Well,
gamer
this
tag
one,
name.
yeah, but like
Mine's is
my
Mike.
gamer
Like
tag,
my name is
yeah,
Mike
but
and my
it's
name is
Mikeauxl.
Mikeauxl, but my name is Mikeauxl.
Yeah,
Just a different spelling. That's it. But yeah, if you're
yeah,
looking for
that's
me anywhere, where it is Mikeauxl. Find me on all the socials and tap in with your boy, man. Nick has also been streaming as of late, kind of, not really. You haven't streamed like, bro. What happened to your consistency, man? What the hell? You was
I
going
know.
good
I
for
need
like,
to stream tomorrow. I'll pop one off tomorrow because I've been kind of like going around new places
okay,
lately.
okay. But yeah, let's get into it. And if you haven't checked part 1 out, go do that. On part 1, we covered Limgrave and Lernia, basically, and just talked about our
Yeah,
experiences with it and all that. Uh, so if you need to catch up, go watch that. I was about to give y'all like a little synopsis of what we talked about so far, but if you want to hear that, go check out the other one.
yeah,
So Nick, when we left off, I believe we were done with Renala, right?
yeah.
So from there, you can go up to Carrier Man. I think we talked about that too. We talked about Carrier
A little
Manor and the
bit. Yeah.
hands and fuck the hands.
Hmm.
All my homies hate the hands, right? And so let's go to Radon. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
he's around. That's around the time I was getting ready for Radon. How about you?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, that was
that
what I'm
was your
trying to find
third.
out how to find them. Yeah.
That was like your third boss. Okay, so
Mm, yeah.
Radon. By the time I made it to Radon, it was festival time because I went through the Ronnie quest, of course.
Mhm.
So can you only get to him and fight him through the Ronnie quest?
I believe so. Because if you, on my second run through that I've been through now, I showed up early within the quest line before, you talk to Blythe and everything else. And um, there's two people that you fight in there. One of the misbegotten warriors and a crucible knight,
Yeah.
if I'm
You
not
could fight them
mistaken.
regardless too, because I heard about that, but when I got there, they weren't there. It was like all our allies and shit in the lobby
Yeah.
area. But after you beat them, you hit a grace, you talk to the jester guy or whatever, and
Yeah.
you go back in that courtyard area, and they
Mhm.
the misbegotten and the other guy they want to smoke. Crucible Knight, I
See,
guess it
when
was. Crucible
Yeah, I
Knight
think it's a
misbegotten. Yeah.
Crucible night. So when I first went through it, the second time around, the first time around it was a straight up festival, but the second time it's right when I walked in,
Mm,
them two tried to jump me and I killed them. Then of course you go to the back, the jester's there, he's sitting on his chair and he kind of insinuates it that he's waiting for the festival to happen,
mm.
and then you come back and then the site of grace is right there.
But to backtrack a little bit, I wonder what was up with those
Yeah.
guys. Like, what were they do for them to just be in that castle just on smoke like that? Because I've learned no fights or nothing like that just happens for no reason.
No,
Every
no.
every boss or every enemy is in a place for a reason. There's some kind of lore about that. I wonder what were these guys' deal for them to be together in that specific area at that specific time.
Mhm.
Hmm. I wonder if anybody's gotten into that. 'Cause that's kind of random. You would think so, but it's when they get into it, it's not as random you would think. There's always some shit behind it or whatever. So I found that to be pretty interesting. Playing this game and checking out people's lore videos and shit like that. But okay, um, Radon, bro, what did you think of the fight, man? Because I think this was a lot of people's favorite fight just because of the cinematics of the situation and the
Yeah.
build up. And I know a lot of people had seen him by the time they actually got it.
Hmm.
You know, his is one of those things where his reputation preceded him
Yeah.
in a large way.
Hmm.
Melania had that effect also, maybe in a even larger type of way. Where it's like, bro, she was thought of as the end boss, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Radon was sort of that, just in an earlier game where it's like, fuck, okay, it's time for Radon. Radon was like the early game big boss guy, where it's like, okay, you know, you kind of zoom through Melania and Godric and Margit, and he was that halfway point, like, okay, here we go. Uh, so what do you think about him?
I think it was a great fight. It took me a couple tries for sure with him because right when you load in, he hits you with the arrow. And my first time facing him, I wasn't strong enough, so um, one shot with that arrow murked me. Um, I knew a little bit beforehand about all the other summons in there from watching other videos, so I tried to get to them, and again, it killed me a couple of times because again, he was just one shot at me. But overall, it as far as like a bigger colossal fight is probably my favorite. He's one of
Mhm.
those that still moves like a human. He has the speeds and
Exactly. Good
everything.
point. To say he was a
Um,
colossal giant type of boss, that's how you do it if you're gonna do it. Like,
mhm.
cool.
He's still moving. He's not like the other, you meet the giants or the huge uh
Just stomping
tower
around, fire
titans or
giant,
whatever else. Yeah, those
stomping around
things
everywhere looking stupid.
they're very slow. He wasn't slow a lot of times. I mean, there were some attacks that were, but for
Shout
the
out to
most part, he was
Leonard,
pretty. Yeah.
or
Um,
as I like to call him, Leonard, his
Leonard.
little poor horse.
Oh
But
yeah, that I did. I like the fight. I like the lore behind him. It makes it much more meaningful with the fight that you have with him. Um, Finding out more about him and his weapons, super dope. His abilities and everything is just he's a super dope character all
he
around.
is, he is, he is, and I think like a lot of people, you can't help but to like him after you found out his backstory. He
Yeah.
went and learned gravity magic just so he wouldn't crush his horse because he was getting too
Mhm.
big because he has the blood of the giants going through him, and he just
Yeah.
got bigger. A little backlore on that for you guys that might have played the game but haven't just gone through the game and didn't pick up on it. Of course, Radon is the son of Radagon, and somehow Radagon must have some kind of, I don't know if it's a curse or uh giant blood in him, but that's where they
Mhm.
get their red head from, red hair from. The
Yeah.
Giants. That's a trait of the Giants. Somehow Radagon, I think it's a curse, but I don't know. It must be something in the bloodline because how did Radon get that big? Like Radon's a giant.
Compared to everybody else, yes.
Yeah. So he a demi. He's a demi giant and a demigod.
Mhm.
So I don't know. That's interesting. But yeah, back to him and his fight. The buildup of it was so grand, bro. Cause you get to this castle, and it's just nobody there. And from my experiences with these dungeons before I got to that one, it's smoke. Like I talked about Stormvale. Stormvale was the first time I was like, okay, now I really feel like I'm playing a Souls game. Like when I got to Stormvale, it was smoke around every corner, booby traps, bullshit everywhere. Um, and they were scaled a little higher than the overworld bosses. They ready to give it to you. Same thing with the academy. They were a step above what you're used to in the overworld and the people that's in the forests and shit. So you get to Red Main Castle. We in Caelid, they're those tough ass bosses, and with the red sky, and it's just intimidating. So I'm going in here like, oh shit, and there's nobody. I mean, they have the couple of lions and shit like that, but it's not like it's people around every corner just ready to give you the blues. So what you actually hearing with the humming and shit of all that, that's actually his soldiers singing a song for him. like welcoming y'all to the festival, and that's the song they singing for him. So that's where all the soldiers were. Uh, so you get to him, the cutscene with him going through this shit. He's mindless. He's like a beast at this point because Scarlet Rot done took over his brain and everything. And that whole thing was just amazing to me, bro. And you know what else? I kept seeing that big ass area of the map that was in
Yeah.
Caled, like a big ass circle. I'm like, bro, how I haven't gotten here yet? I don't have a grace there. I haven't stumbled upon there because by then, that's when I was doing a lot of my exploring. I'm like, bro, how I haven't? This dude had a whole like island just for his fight, bro. That's why you couldn't get to it before because that's the whole entire. And then they put it to where it's not even by his castle. Like you could see his castle and be like, okay, oh, it's a whole nother area behind that. That fucked me up, bro. And I just found like the little cave.
Catacombs in the
Yeah, the
back.
catacombs. I didn't even know about that. It's
Mhm.
just it's another thing about this game, bro. It's just so much shit that you just find out, after the fact. But and for another little tangent on that, it's pretty cool that in that dungeon is a bunch of the souls of the people that died in that fight with him and Melania. A bunch
Yeah.
of clean rot because I did a little farming in there. It's a bunch of clean rot soldiers and Radon soldiers. So that was pretty cool. But
They're fight. Yeah, they're that's where they're fighting and everything in there too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the guy Radon, man, he's so dope and he has so much honor. Cause think about the cutscene, like the early trailer that he had where he chills out and lets Melania put her arm on and her helmet and get ready, kind of like she did for us. But he just sat there and chilled out. Yeah, you do your thing. Boom, let's go. And that's why kind of the community was shitting on Melania because it was like, yo, she's a piece of shit. Like he let her do all that and she have no honor. She fucking gave everybody fucking scarlet cancer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the whole fucking
That,
country. Like that's
you
crazy.
know that's why Caled looks like that, right? Is
Yeah,
because of her.
yeah, yeah. She
All
made that shit
because
into
of
a,
her.
a wasteland.
Mm,
Yeah, she's wild for that. We go get to her little badass though. But
yeah.
and I like Radon because he has a little color in his skin, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with it,
You
but I
know he
fuck with him.
wears the iron. I mean the lion too, right? You
Of
know he
of
wears a
uh,
lion.
of Godfrey
Yeah, because
because
he looked
he
up to
admired
him.
he looked up to Godfrey. He admired Godfrey so much he took the crest and he made it his own. So that's
Yeah.
also dope. And I fuck with Godfrey. Godfrey is another one of those dudes, man. He keep it 100. You can't dislike Godfrey. Godfrey ain't
No.
did wrong, but if anything, yo, America is a motherfucker. America
Hmm.
fucked over everybody. But yeah, Godfrey is just a real ass warrior type dude at heart.
Yeah.
That kind of got domesticated and
Hmm.
then shunned back out into the wild by America. But yeah, like I was saying about Radon, he has a little color to his skin. Now at first, I was thinking that's only like the Scarlet Rot made, like kind of did that to him and
Yeah.
put that hue to his skin. But if you look at some of the paintings and shit of him of when he was like in his prime and shit, he still got a little color to him, man. So I don't know what's up
Mhm.
with that, but I fuck with it.
The three siblings, they're all because you got him, Ronnie, and then is it
Rykard,
Reinhardt or Reinhardt,
Rykard,
the
yeah,
blasphemous? They're
yeah,
all compared to the other ones, which is only Mikola and Millennia. Like Mikola and Millennia kind of look the same, other than the fact Millennia has the red hair and Mikola has gold hair. But those three are complete like they do not look the same
yeah.
at all. Even before Reinhardt became the
and
serpent.
we and we technically don't know what Ronnie looks like because Ronnie's real. That's not Ronnie.
No,
That's the
that's
Snow
just
Witch, and she made herself
yeah,
into a puppet to look like the Snow Witch that taught
yeah.
her all her magic shit. Not all her magic shit, but like the snow
Mhm.
magic and all that. The actual Ronnie, you find her in one of those divine towers. I forget which one it is, where she's all burned up and shit, where she killed herself, and she's at the
Liurnia.
top. Is
It's
that in the
Liurnia.
Liurna Tower?
Yeah,
Okay,
the one.
okay.
Yeah.
And if you really look at it, her hair is like burnt off and shit, but she has like a,
Mhm.
a couple patches. If you really look, it's still a couple red strands of hair that's in her head. Like all of them are redheads. All of the
Mhm.
kids by Radagon and no,
America.
no.
It's
Radagon, no, Radagon and
Renala.
Renala. Renala is their mom.
Yeah.
They get that red hair. Yeah. And Rykar, if you look, he has like some dreads looking shit kind of.
Mhm.
So
You'd have
it's
to go to
yeah,
Volcano Manor to find that photo of him.
yeah. Rykard being the weirdo that he is kind of throws them off. But it was if it wasn't for Rykard, there would be like the dopest set of
Duo.
siblings.
Yeah.
They would be the dopest three. Now it's Melania and Mikola by default just because
Mikola.
of Melania. Who are their other siblings? Was it just those two? I feel like it
It's
was
just
another one.
those two. I think it's
Was it?
just those two.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
There
because
was an ancestral tree that I saw.
Morgat and Moog was Godfrey's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well Michaela and Mikola. I mean Melania and Mikola win. But if it wasn't for
Hmm.
Rykard, that fucking weirdo, they would have been in the money. Uh but yeah, so and then I've been seeing a lot of art of Radon because I've been buying out. I bought a few pieces and I'm still looking at some because it's so dope, bro. Shout out to the art side of the community. Haha, y'all thought I was finna say the whole community at large. No, not all of y'all. I don't even like all of y'all. I'm talking about the art side of the
Art
community. Shout out to
community.
y'all because y'all been doing an amazing job with the art. I've really been
Yes.
enjoying it, man. I've bought a lot of shit and I'm still looking, man. But my point with that is that even the people that depict him, they put a little color in his skin, and I'm fucking with that. I like that, and it makes me like him even more. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, the actual fight. How did it go for you? How many times did it take you to lay Radon down?
It took me under 10 just because I had watched people fight him. So I
Hmm.
kind of predicted some of the things, but he was still a hard hitter. Like it was still one of those like if I would have went in not knowing anything, he 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 would have gave me a run for my money, which he still did, even with me summoning in like Alexander, Blythe, the rest of them, even Patches, his bitch
Hmm.
ass. Um, it was still a tough fight for all of us. But I mean, I enjoy the fight more with having them because it's part of the lore.
Right, and
Everybody
and
is
that's
there
how it's
to
supposed
do
to
it.
be done. That's how it's supposed to be
Hmm.
done. They put it there for a reason. It's part of the whole theatrics of the fight. So um, I'm not gonna lie. I one tried them and I hate it because that was around the time after the Ronaldo fight. I did a lot of exploring, and that's the one time I really sat down and just formed, like for real.
Hmm.
So by the time I got to him, I think I had kind of power scaled him, bro, and I was kind of, I was kind of too much for him, which I just dislike because it's so much of a dope fight. I wish I was a little weaker just so I could experience the actual fight a little more. Like I remember it, but I don't remember it, bro. It was
Yeah.
so quick. I took him out pretty quick, and yeah, I wish I would have fought him a few more times. Which I still can. I can help people and do shit like that. But for my
Hmm.
own first experience, I took him out. It was kind of under the fight itself, and the experience wasn't underwhelming, but the actual combat itself was. If that makes sense.
Just because of how strong you were. So
Yeah, and I watched
also,
other people fight him 100 times, and was just
mm,
I wanted a little bit of that, like the grind
that
of it.
action. Hmm.
Yeah, the grind of it, but it's cool. I'll take it because I grinded enough on other bosses, so I'll take
Yeah.
killing him pretty quick.
So have you ever noticed as well where Moglin's palace is?
Yeah, what
It's
about him?
right it's right underneath the battlefield of Radon,
No
and
shit.
all that blood that's in Moog's palace is from the fallen warriors from above.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah,
No, man.
there's
You
another
made this
little
up.
lore piece I found about that.
Come on, man. Don't tell me
I
that.
found that out. I was like, I had to look on the map for myself. I was like, ain't no way. And then I looked. I was like, that yeah,
That's pretty fire. I wonder if they found like I wonder if that's speculation from observation, or I wonder if that's like an actual like piece of lore
yeah.
from an item or something. If so, that's super dope and something that I didn't catch. That's pretty tight. Okay, yeah, that's an epic part of the map, man, for sure, for sure. It give me the chills just every time I look at that spot. I'm like, sheesh, it was going down over here, man, for sure.
Well,
Shout out to Radon. That's one of my favorite bosses for sure. Even though
mhm.
my first time fight, maybe the next time I'll go in there and we could squabble up a little more on New Game Plus. You fought him yet on New Game Plus?
Yeah, I did. I fought him already
How
just
did
to
how they go?
get
Easier than the first time? Oh, harder.
a little bit harder, but I also didn't use all the summons this time. I was
Okay.
like, ah. I might put Blyde in just because he's a part of the quest line, but it's just gonna be me and him just kind of going at it. And it was still good. I mean, I still was able to do it in one try just because, of course, now you've learned the pattern. Your
Yeah.
guy's pretty strong. I don't think they've scaled him, but the problem was I did it before they rebuffed him again too. So he
Yeah, because they
still
had nursed him
wasn't.
at one point in time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the first time I met him was before the nerf,
Uh
and
huh.
then this time was during the
After the
nerf.
after the
Yeah.
post after they got the nerf up out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, yeah. And that's the thing about him that might make it more difficult for me the next time. I got him out of there so quick that I didn't even get a chance to like learn his patterns and shit. So I don't know.
Hmm.
Like I think Melania will definitely be easier next time. Who else?
I just fought her for the second time. It was easier. Granted,
Yeah,
she still gave me a couple rounds of work, but once I basically had to warm up a little bit. Once I warmed back up to how I was playing, yeah,
yeah.
it was
That muscle
it was
memory
just
real
work.
quick when you done fought her 90 times. Oh my god,
Oh, God.
bro! To this day, but we go get to her, man. That
Yeah.
motherfucker. Okay, after Radon and Caleb, what we got?
I think after that, I was kind of on the path of getting to the next point in the game and progressing, and I went to Atlas Plateau. Like I was like, it's time to go to Atlas Plateau. I've done enough down here at this point. I felt like I'm
Uh huh.
at a level to where I can, progress to the next area.
Okay, let me bring up the map real quick because I feel like I went somewhere west before I got to Atlas Plateau, and you got there with the lift, right?
Yes, I used the lift.
Okay. You see, when I made it to Atlas Plateau, I made it there on accident. I didn't even know I was going there. I went on this
The ladders and elevator.
yeah. It was basically like
Yeah.
the side of a mountain.
Hmm.
So you climb the side, and I'm thinking like it's just like a catacomb type of situation, but above. That's what it seemed like. But nah, you
Yeah.
taking these ladders and you fight a few enemies. You take another ladder, you fight a few enemies. You do that like 3 or 4 times, and then you go in this area and it's like a cave, and you fight the great worm
Hmm.
Makar or whatever
Yeah.
his name was.
The magma worm Makar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first. Yeah, that's the first one, first magma worm that I fought. And after that, you take a lift. I'm thinking it's gonna take me outside, back to outside where I started from or something. You know how they do. Nah, you
Yeah.
get up there and it comes across your screen, Atlas Plateau. I said, holy shit, what the fuck? So it's just crazy, once again, how they have all these different ways to get to the same place. It's amazing. Because you could take the lift. I think isn't there like a teleporter that takes you there also? But with the teleporter, it's
Um.
blocked off though. Because that's the first time I saw Atlas Plateau. So I had a grace there, but it's like at the above. Let me tell you where it's at. It's above where the old round table is, like the real one.
Yeah.
It's above that, but the lift to go back down was like blocked off. So they let me
Okay.
see it and shit, but to actually get there, I couldn't. But yeah, that's how I made it there. And you start to see some new enemies. I think that's the first time you see the omens as enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're
The
part of the old tree race as well. I think the omens, the misbegottens, the demi-humans, and
mm,
the crucible knights. I think they're all part of that same
okay.
enslaved races of people.
You're probably right. And then the high and mighty greater will and Erdtree ass niggas came through and was like, nah.
Hmm.
They're like fucking missionaries or something, man. That's crazy. Damn, it's giving me a different view on the shit. That's crazy. Okay,
You meet
that's
that
interesting.
dragon too, right there too.
Bruh, the dragon, he hold me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't ready for him at that point. I'm not gonna lie. He hold me. He hold me. But isn't that dragon
It's at
which
Farm Azula. That's the same one at Farm Azula. You
same one?
only get because he's the same one.
He's
He's
the
the
one
same
that's on
thing
that
as the
rooftop.
glintstone. Yep.
Yeah, okay. He
Yeah.
kind of
It's
he
similar.
gave me to work a couple times in front of Missoula too. I ain't gonna lie. Now I was way
Uh huh.
afterwards. Let's just go to show you, he was no hoe at all. He's one of those ones that disappear though, and you can fight him later,
Yep.
like the Glintstone. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he hold me,
There's
bro.
another one there too. Remember when
Another.
you're trying to go down Farm Azula? There's another one that shows up that's down there.
Oh, the big one.
Not
Placiduceus?
not no, not Placiducix. There's another one there too.
It's a
Unless
bunch of
I'm
them.
tripping.
It's a bunch. No, you're not. Oh, no, 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 no. I know what you're talking about. He's by. He has all the lightning and shit. That's
Yes.
before you get to That's at the bottom when you
Yep.
fighting the yeah. I need to go kill him because he has a ancient somber smithing stone. I think that I read.
Yep.
If you kill him, he
Yes.
has one behind him and like a uh gazebo type shit. You
Yep.
could run past him and get it, and if you kill him, you get another one. I need to go kill him. Okay.
He
Yeah.
dips. I think he dips at that point though.
Yeah, he dips if you don't engage him. He dips.
Oh, okay.
If you engage him, yeah. So okay. But where were we? Oh yeah,
Back at Atlas Plateau.
Atlas Plateau. Uh, was it anything really just special before you got to Lindale about Atlas Plateau? Anything that you remember? Anything
Yeah.
that
Margit again.
I
Because you
didn't I
meet.
didn't I didn't have that fight. I heard about it.
Okay.
So you
So
had the second Margit fight,
yes, I had the
okay?
second Margit fight,
And his name was
and
still Margit at that point. It wasn't
yeah. It was like a It was Margit. I think it was just Margit. I don't remember if it was like a full name, like Omen Killer or something like, or Omen King. I think it was just Margit. But
okay.
there's like a random little dude with the like the wooden plate around his neck, just walking around, and you hear his voice like echoing, and it's like, tarnished, like basically, I found you again. You're now at the capital. Da, 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 you're not gonna make it that far, right? And then um that little character transforms into him, and then you have to fight him in the middle of this
No
big ass
shit.
battlefield, because there's a battlefield right outside of Lindale where all those craters and everything are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's by the set of double doors, right after you kill the two tree
Tree
sentinels. When you
Sentinels. Yeah.
and you go to the right, he's right there. It's a lone character that's just out there just wandering.
I must have had progressed past that queuing up because I
Mm-hmm.
definitely went through all that area. He
He's
never
there,
popped
and
up.
that's what shocked me. I was like, didn't I kill you? Like,
Yeah.
where are you coming from,
Hmm.
bro? So that was the significant thing, and then of course around that area is of course the draconic um tree sentinel as well.
That's a little after that, right? That's
He's still
before
trying to get
he's
into
guarding
Lindell.
Lindale. Yeah, he's the last barrier
Yeah,
before Lindale. Yeah.
you can get into Lindell without having to fight him.
No shit.
I found a teleporter that brought me literally right there to that bridge, right in front of that gate where he's at, because
No
I was
shit.
trying to get through it, and I was like, why can't I get through the gate? And then I opened my map and I looked, I was like, oh, because the tree sentinel's on the other side.
Okay.
So you can
Interesting.
get to it without having to fight him if you really want. So I gotta at some point go around and get to him. But yeah, once you get to Atlas Plateau, that opens up Volcano Manor. If you didn't do the thing at the bottom of the academy that teleports you there, because you got Volcano Manor to the west over there
Now
as well.
Volcano Manor. Did I skip that when I was? I'm trying to think. You see, you bringing up Volcano Manor now. It makes me think.
And there's another
Did you do
fort.
Volcano Manor before Lindale or after?
I did it before.
You did it
I didn't finish it
before.
because I didn't kill
See, that's the thing. I
Reincard.
can't remember. See, that's where it gets fuzzy for me. Everything's kind of jumbling together. I don't remember
Because I think we
when I.
hopped back and forth. We were hopping all over the place at that point.
Yeah, that's the thing. Shit, I don't remember. But back to Margaret really quick. Come to find out, his deal is that he's like the guardian of Lindale,
Mm-hmm.
basically. Like he has the right to the throne. He's Godfrey's kid.
Mm-hmm.
Godwin's dead, so he's the next heir to the throne, really. But poor guy, because he has that omen blood in him, and he's made to feel less all the fucking time since birth. he feels like he doesn't even have the right to it, so he's just gonna protect it until
Mhm.
somebody else that's the rightful heir can get in there. So he's one of the most real people. Him and Radon, they're up there, bro. Him, Radon, and who else? It's another one.
Godfrey, because the whole fight
Godfrey.
with
Godfrey.
because
Yeah.
Godfrey's fight is literally just your test of might. He's like,
Yeah.
I want to see if you can fight the god. That is
Yeah.
literally his whole.
Yeah. He's honored. That's the most honorable people in the game,
Mhm.
bro. Morgan, and then Morgan maybe even more so because he's protecting the people that shit on him his whole life and trying to protect the lineage. And on the other side, you have Moog, who's the complete yang to that yin, and he's like, "Fuck everybody, fuck all of y'all. I'm trying to end you niggas." Like, you know what I'm saying? And not look how he does it through the blood magic and shit like that. Like, it's
And the
amazing.
formless mother that he falls under
Yeah.
that god
and
or
and Mark
deity.
and Morgat, he's still using faith magic and faith
Mhm.
holy spells and shit. So it's just it's crazy that dichotomy of those two.
Except
Um,
his sword, when you beat Morgott, he has that sword has arcane on it, and I
mhm.
don't know. Nobody's ever looked into it, and I want to look into it. But I feel like he may have gotten that weapon from Moog because there's a bunch of weapons in the game that are blood
Oh, it's,
weapons.
it's possible.
A lot of the blood weapons in the game they get from Moog, like the Rivers of Blood, the original samurai who owns it that you have to kill,
Hmm.
Okina or whatever
In
his
the
name.
giant
Yeah,
mountaintop, yeah, thing.
yeah. His sword comes from Moog.
No shit.
The blood sword comes from Moog. So I think any weapon that has blood attached to it, I think has some kind of connection all the way back to Moog in some kind of way with his blood magic,
Okay,
at least in the game.
okay. But yeah, I really sympathize with Morgat, man. 'Cause I'm
Mhm.
like, bro, look at the loyalty, bro, and look at the people he's protecting. It's crazy, especially, bro, when you beat Godfrey and he holds him like, damn, like he really loved him. You know what I'm saying? He probably didn't even want to shun him or bring him for that was the way of the Golden Order. Like, nah, he gotta go. Him and his cursed blood. It's sad, man, but as the way of from soft games. But yeah. So where were you going with
The
Atlas Plateau?
Margit, what was so after I hit there, right? I think I ended up at Lindell, but I don't
Let
know
me look,
why in my
man.
head I thought that was either in game or close to in game. So that's why I backtracked and I started doing everything in Volcano Manor.
I think that's what I did. So you did go there first.
Yeah.
So you went through there, you beat Morgott, and then you beat Rykard?
No, no, no. I didn't go all the way to Morgott. I like went in,
Oh,
saw a
because you
couple
thought Morgott was
places.
gonna be in game when you saw the wall. You saw the
Yeah.
fog. I
When
got
I
you.
saw that, I was like, all right, this is probably coming to an end
Bro, I
pretty
cannot
soon.
remember. I need to remember this though, because it would clear a lot of shit up for me if I went through. Okay, what is Volcano Manor by? Let's see, I have the map right here.
There's
Volcano Manor is Atlas Plateau.
yeah.
I think
And
I
then
did
there's
Volcano
that little
Manor.
fort that's covered by poison around it too that's
Mm-hmm.
over there. I forget the name of that fort.
Bro, I want to. This one don't want to render, bro. Let me see. Let me pull up the Atlas Plateau map. I want to. Okay, the area with the area with Volcano Manor. When you're
Mhm.
done with that, what's next to that?
To
Like if you
the
keep going
left, to the left or the right.
to the
So
right,
if you go left,
if
all
you
right.
go
So
right,
if you go to the right, that's where that little poison
that's where the tree at. You
manor
fight a
and
you fight a putrid herpes because you got the scarlet rat
yeah. But right
or
in
by the birch
between
tree.
there, right in between there is the Briar warrior. You did you
That's at
fight
the
the Briar
Millennia.
warrior?
That's at the Millennia thing
Yes, that's right in
castle.
between those two places.
Okay,
That's right in between
bro,
those
it's
two.
all running into each other, man. I don't know if I did Volcano Manor first or not, and it's fucking with me. I don't know. let's just stay on Atlas Plateau, and
Mhm.
Volcano Manor is technically in at Altus Plateau. So let's
Yeah.
go through Morgott and all that, the actual Morgott
Yeah.
fight and all that, and then we'll go to Volcano Manor. We'll do it like
Mhm.
that, all right? Okay. So the actual okay, so we talked about um the Draconic Tree Sentinel.
Yeah.
He's a
Getting
boss, so
in.
let's talk about him a little bit. I one shot him, bro. I was on a roll, but like I say, around that time, I was kind of OP. I feel like I didn't start meeting people on my scale again until Lindale. When I'm actually in Lindale, I know that's right by
Mhm.
Lindale, but I did Draconic Sentinel, gruesome, bro. But then again, like I say, I fought the regular tree, even though they have like a kind of different move set and he shoots the fire and all that. I had him so down pat because I fought Tree Sentinel so many times, bro. There's no way I could lose to these guys. Like I don't care if they shooting fire or whatever. Um, I kind of had more trouble with the Night Cavalry, honestly, because they were a little more sporadic and did different shit than the Tree Sentinel. But the Tree
Yeah.
Sentinel themselves, bro, they were a pack for
See,
real.
the first Tree Sentinels were fine for me. It was those other two because still at that time, I still wasn't on Magic. I was still a
Hmm.
straight Dex melee build, so Magic wasn't in, nor were any of my weapons. So of course, you meet those. They have the Dragon Lightning and
They do.
their splash damage and everything else. It was eating me up at first. Like it took me a couple
What you
tries with
find out
him.
about them pretty quick though is if you get on their weak side, which is the side without the shield, and really give it to them, they have very low poise.
Yeah.
Especially if you're really giving it to the horse. You know what I'm saying? They they
Mhm.
they they break up pretty easily. Now, if you're hitting all shield, then yeah, of course you do. But if you get on that weak side and give it to them, they not really all
Yeah,
that. They
once you
they
get behind him,
they
it's
poise
not
get broke
bad.
up pretty easily.
But that whole slam that he has on that
Yeah.
side,
See, I was timing that bit, bro. I fought Tree Sentinel like 200 times, bro. I'm telling you, like he had me in a pack, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I had these guys like I got them to memory so crazy that the Draconic Sentinel wasn't so much different that it fucked me
mm,
up. It's like, nah, you shoot your little fire, but the rest of your shit is the same shit, basically. So yeah. So I got him on the first time. Did he give you like any type of trouble, like crazy trouble, or he just fucked you up more than the Tree Sentinel did?
he fucked me up more than the Tree Sentinel did. Like after a while, I learned him, but again, some of that stuff that he was doing was just because sometimes I like to reset in
Hmm.
certain battles, like if I'm taking too much damage. And of course, that's when everything starts triggering for him, like long range. His dragon or his horse starts shooting fucking fireballs
Yeah,
at you.
yeah, yeah,
Then when
yeah.
he holds his
You like
his
fuck that shit. Let me
shield
get back
up,
close. He's
yeah, I gotta
sniping my
get
ass.
close.
Yeah.
I just gotta be with the heat the whole time to get healed. And um
Hmm.
he definitely he gave me a run for my money a couple of times.
Okay.
I'll give him that.
Nah, I could see it
Not
because he
as
was fucking people up, bro. And I, I found out about him before I even beat Tree Sentinel. So I'm like, bro, fuck. There's a evolution of this guy I'm fighting now that I can't
yeah.
fucking beat. That's whooping me to shits. I'm like, fuck. So I finally beat him, and I'm like, damn. But by the time, like I say, by the time I beat him, I'm about whatever. Give me all the guys on the horses, you know. So, but yeah, like I was saying, I fucked him up on my first try, which like I said, I'll take it because there's plenty other people that fuck me up plenty of times. So, okay, now
Lindell,
we're in
the
Lindale,
capital.
we're in Lindale Capital. Beautiful, by the way, beautiful. Shout out to the artists that put that together. Of course, amazing job, top to bottom. Uh, what did you think about Lindale?
Uh, Compared to everywhere else, I love the aesthetics of it. You really actually feel like it's royalty because everything is white,
Yeah.
right? Of course, you have the statues and everything that's like falling through the middle and everything else, but still,
What you
like
saying?
it's
Black things can't
white,
be
it's
royal?
gold. No, I said the statues that are in the
I'm
middle.
fucking with you, bro.
Um, but the white, the gold, like you know that you're in the capital of this place that's next to the Erd tree as well. Like
Hmm. You know
it's almost like the
you're in the
presence.
spot.
Yeah, you're
You're in
in
the
the spot
Mecca,
where everything
and then the tree
happens,
is like
is
right over
happening.
you, like a fucking umbrella. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it was crazy. The enemies in there changed up a little bit, right? You got those little dudes with the flutes, the little
yeah. What you thought about
weirdos.
them? They were pretty weird, huh? Which
They were weird.
in my little lore diving, they show up whenever there's a new king to be crowned or new royalty to be crowned, something like that.
Hmm.
That's whenever they pop up. Because of course, the next time you see them is at the Haddock tree. So who they're waiting for exactly, I don't know, but they were there.
They're waiting for me.
Yeah,
That's what the
because
fuck they're
you're
waiting
the
on.
Lord now. Yay.
I'm the motherfucking lord around there.
Yeah,
Uh,
they got
the
murked by the Lord.
knights. These knights though surprised me because of course you've met the knights in parts of the open world, but these dudes got magic.
Man, listen, it was pretty tough. A couple of those spots, they're kind of like what they call it, bottlenecks, bro. Where it's like it's a
Yes.
lot of those guys. It can be overwhelming. It's a lot of them, bro. I remember there was one area where there's like two archers. One of those big, like, which the archers are like one of the bigger guys too, with like crazy
Hmm.
poise in there because they got the big ass armor. But it was two
Yeah, they got the
archers.
great bows.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. So they're doing crazy damage. They sniping the shit out of you. It's two archers. There's like five grunts, and it's like a big, not super big, but like one of those heavy armor guys.
Yeah.
And if you try to run away, you can fight them, but they're gonna jump the shit out of you. And then if you run a little to the right, it's one of those big lion things that pop up with like a
Yep.
maze type of guy. I'm like, fuck, this is a fucked up area right here. I think that was the area to get to
The
the
sewer, the underground area.
no. This was the area to get to like that treehouse looking shit where you fight the spirit of Godfrey and shit. Like on the way to
Yeah, you got to
the
travel up the
throne.
tree. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's around that area, but that shit was rough. Uh I didn't even know about the sewer area at first. Oh,
Mhm.
of course, obviously you see it, but I'm thinking that's it. I'm thinking like what you could see right there. You know those few hallway, narrow pathways type shit. I'm thinking
Mhm.
that's it. Yeah, I'm not thinking it's a whole nother fucking world down there, like in a sewer, like underneath the shit.
Yeah.
I never thought that. So I had to go back and do all that
Mhm.
with the other Moog and the all that. So yeah, man. But Lindell, like I say, that was when I started. That was another reality check. I'm like, okay, because my little farming had caught up with me. The scaling of the game had caught up to the little farming that I did that helped me for Radon and the
Mhm.
Draconic and it was a few areas where I was kind of just flying through and I get to Lindell and they ain't giving me the business. Not gonna lie, it was like one of those fuck around and find out areas because I'm running around that bitch like
Yeah.
I'm not playing a Souls game. I'm running around just doing shit. I'm like, no, you can't do that no more. Not in this area. Nobody. So and then there's a one of those Earth Tree Avatar guys that just pop up in the middle of the map.
And a putrid one, the worm as well.
Where did the worm pop up? I don't remember.
So when you go down to like the alley area and there's a omen killer next to there.
Yeah. Like that sandy area.
Yeah, he just
Yeah,
pops up out of
yeah.
nowhere.
He sure the fuck did. He
Hmm.
sure the fuck did. That's around the area where you find the armor for the round guy.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. So it's a couple bosses that just pull the fuck up on you out of nowhere, like real bosses trying to give you the smoke out of nowhere, which was rare at that time. That usually, if you found these guys, they were in a designated area, like the tree guy. He was where one of the minor earth trees was. You knew to prepare for him. And the other guy, he was like in the dungeons or in the catacombs. He was the final boss. So for him to just pull up in broad daylight like that, it's like, hello, the fuck. So
Both
Lindell
of
was
them
kind of
do.
real. Yeah, Lindell was kind of real. We'll get to the we'll come back to the sewers after Volcano Manor. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to the sewers because that's a whole nother issue.
Deep dive,
A
literally.
deep dive into fucking sewer, literally. Um, okay, so you know who kind of gave me the blues in Lindell, bro? And it pissed me off because I could have just ran past him, but I'm so stubborn. I'm like, nah, he's not finna just hold me like this. There was a gargoyle right by that tree that takes you on the other side
Mhm.
by the big dragon arm type shit that takes you to the top of
One
the thing to get to the
of
throne room and all that.
one of those death root gargoyles or whatever they are,
Yeah, but it wasn't the Black Blade one. It was like the regular one.
or
Valiant
Black Blade one, yeah.
Gargoyle. It
Yeah,
was like a
Valiant.
Valiant. Bro, he was hoeing me, but I think it's just because I was in such like a small area trying to fight him like
Yep.
that. Bro, I fought him like, and which is crazy because you fight another one like outside, like on the stairs before you get there, and I fucked him up. And I get to his little brother, and he's just giving me the blues. I'm like, yo. So that was kind of annoying, and it was more annoying because I could have just walked past him. Because
Yep.
you could
You
walk
don't even have to.
under him, you could smell his toes and just keep walking, and he not even gonna move until you touch
Yeah.
him. Like them, that's one thing about them gargoyles I respect. They mind their fucking business. They're just there to guard some shit, and if you start acting up, they go get on your ass. But if you don't, until they get touched, they don't react. Like Mike Tyson did with that guy on that plane today. They minding
Oh
their
yeah.
business. Yeah, they minding their business. But if you start some shit, they will get dead off on your ass. So yeah, he fucked me up pretty bad. More than that Erdtree Avatar guy that literally drops out the fucking sky, and more than the putrid herpes worm, whatever,
Yeah.
that rose up out of the
I'm
sand.
telling you, it makes a difference on a boss when you have this much room to
Yeah,
move.
for sure.
It
We go
it
no, let's get to him right now. That was well, no, we'll talk about him later. Remind me though. No, fuck it,
Mhm.
I'm gonna talk about it now because I'm gonna forget. This is why you know who gave me was like a top 3 boss to me at one point in time because eventually you fight somebody long enough, you learn them. And this fight was you remember him, bro? Because I was like, bro, go fight this guy.
Godskin.
No, that fucking beetle bull, bro. But you're fighting him in like this 6x6 ass room at the bottom of that
Yes.
cave. That's why he gave me so much trouble, bro. Like you couldn't get away
Yes.
from me. He don't stop, bro. And you fight him 2 more times. You fight like this big, huge one on the top of the thing, which I beat him in less than
It's
5 tries.
the adult stag beetle,
The
I think is
adult
what
one,
it
which is
is.
like 3 times bigger than the one you fight
Mhm.
in the thing. But I fought him because for one, you got all this more space,
That
and
crater.
yeah, you're in this big ass crater, and I fought the other one so many times. I was kind of used to his moves and shit. And the fact that he's bigger is an advantage also because easier. It's a bigger target, honestly.
Mhm.
Which is the case with a lot of those bigger enemies. They tend to be like the dragons. The dragons is not that crazy because you just fucking spam some shit at them. They're gonna die because you can't miss, right? So yeah, but bro, that beetle bull in that one cave, bro, gave me the blues. I'm talking about he's one of like I was talking about on the last one. He's one of about 3 or 4 of them where I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to come back to you. Like I can't like I'm losing my mind fighting this guy. Where it's like, bro, I tap, I give up. That didn't happen that many times. It happened with him though. Yo, he
It's
was
be
on you. He was on you before you got through
Yes.
the door,
Right when you open those
bro.
doors,
He's
he
on
is
your ass,
coming at you. You just like,
bro. Ain't
and
no
you're
summons or none of that. He on you.
and the
He on
fucked
you.
up part is you're still in like mid animation
Yeah.
trying to get through the door, but his attack is so long because he runs and then he kind of like turns. It don't matter. You're just like, well, I'm about to
And you know what
get
made
my
that even
shit
more
kicked in.
annoying? There was no America statue or nothing, bro. You had to run through that entire
Yep.
fucking thing, and they had those rot uh uh roach looking things that just
Oh,
spamming
don't
shit
get
at
me
you while you
started
trying to
on
run up
those.
ladders and shit to get back to the fight. So you don't lost half a health and had to use a flask already before you even get to shit. It's like, bro, that was annoying. That was one point in the game where I'm just like, bro, fuck this shit. No thanks. So
And he's one of those enemies. like the crystallian people as well, or the crystalline people, that you need a blunt
Yeah,
weapon to hit them, because I use slash and pierce the whole game swords, and literally I'll hit,
bounce
ding,
off. Yeah,
just bounce off. I'm like, yep, this is gonna be a long
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Long
And
day.
then, ironically enough, there's another one right outside Lindale.
Yes. I
Did you
met
get to
that
that one?
one by accident.
He
Yeah.
was the easiest because he's all the way outside. Like
Yeah, but
he's
he
in the
scared me
overworld.
shitless. He
Yeah,
scared
cause
me
I'm like,
shitless
bro,
because
not again, not again.
yes.
Fuck.
He crawling out of the crater, because like there's all kind of other enemies over there, right? And the giants and everything. I'm like, fuck man, I don't want to be here. I don't want
Yeah.
to be here. I ain't trying to fight all this. And then you see his head coming out, and I'm just like,
I'm like,
oh
fuck.
no,
But we should have
I'm
known because
different.
he was in a crater. He was in another crater. I guess that's just
Yeah.
where the fuck they live. I'm guessing
Mhm.
they come from the sky. If they're in crate, they're making these craters. I'm guessing they're the one making the craters.
I believe so, because they have gravity magic as well. There's
Exactly,
very
and they're made
few
out of some
animals that
kind of
have
moon
those.
rock looking shit.
Hmm.
So yeah, but that's the one on side Lindale. That's the only one I killed on the first try. Because by then I'm like, bitch, you got me fucked up. I don't fought your brother 30 times. Your daddy fucked me up a few times. Big as hell. You think I'm finna lose to you? No, sir.
The daddy
So
one was like, what the fuck, too? Because all you see
daddy one
is this
was like,
long
what the
ass
fuck, like a
column.
motherfucker. Then he was bigger, and I remember
Yeah,
how much blues the other one gave me. So I'm like, bro, are you serious? Adult size, really?
yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
then the steed jump. So all you do is like, all right, I'm gonna take this steed jump all the way up. Then you jump, and
And
then
it's
you
like,
see it while you in the
oh
air. You're
my
like,
god, I had a fucking heart attack,
no.
bro. I had a fucking heart attack, bro.
I
Yeah, I
was
was scared shitless.
not
But
ready
yeah,
for that
he
one.
was one of those ones. We definitely go. I'm a we definitely go get to that one heavy again when we
Yeah.
talk about the boss tiers, the boss rankings and whatnot, because he's up
Another
there for
place
me.
in Atlas Plateau, because I just remembered, is the village where all
I got to
the
the village late as hell.
jigging
Yeah,
the
yeah,
jigging
the
ladies are.
jigging nun ladies, the jigging. Yeah, uh, I saw because that was a heavily memed
Yeah.
situation. So that was definitely one of those things that I saw before I got there. I got there late as hell. I got there after my first encounter with Atlas Plateau for sure.
Yeah.
Like I got there after I want to say the mountaintop, bro. I want to say I got there like after the mountaintop almost. It was like way
Mhm.
after actually. So yeah, I was late on that, and I only did that because I wanted to complete that was a part of Millicent's quest line to go over there. So that's really the only reason I still went there because it's one of those areas. It's kind of ducked off if you think about it. If you don't go all the way
Mhm.
to the top, you'll miss it. And like
Yeah.
that's another thing. Like I was doing some crazy exploring, and I still missed a lot of shit. And if it wasn't for some of these quest lines that I went back to right before I finished the game, then and after I finished the game, it's a couple of shits I sold up after that. It's so
Mhm.
much shit I would have missed. So many areas. Cause it's the side quests that highlight these areas in the first place, which is commonplace in a lot of these type of games, open world games,
Yeah.
or you have it. They do that a lot. But
Mhm.
sometimes the way other games do it is it's exclusive areas just for the specific side quests,
Unlockables, basically.
unlockables. This shit is like nah. This is here the whole
Yeah.
time. It's just that these side quests take you to there.
To him. Yeah.
So the I would implore anybody that kind of mainline the game or didn't uh dive as deep into it as you might want to go through it, man. I'm sure you're missing a lot of good shit.
Mhm.
All right, with a
Yeah.
lot of and these places aren't there just because a lot of these places you have good weapons, dope talismans that you can only get from doing these areas. Super dope shit that you're missing out on.
Ashes, Ashes of War,
Ashes,
all that stuff.
all that, man. So yeah, that's a good thing about this shit that there's not too much shit that you finish doing and you're like, damn, that was for nothing. Like, nah, you're always rewarded in a pretty dope way. It always
Yeah.
feels fair, you know. You gonna get something that makes sense.
Whether it's
Oh,
runes or equipment, like, and
right.
that's what I love about open world games. Because me, that's the first thing I do. Like once I realized that the little red blimps on the map was where all the
Caves.
map pieces were, No,
Oh
the
yeah, 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 yeah,
in the
yeah. Yep.
beginning, I started streamlining to those to open up the maps,
It
and
took
then
me a while
after
to
that,
realize that too. I think
I
you're the one who told me that.
was yeah, I was literally traveling to every nook and cranny to find because I knew I was like, there's gonna be a cave around here somewhere. There's gonna be a cave around here somewhere. There has to be. There's one over here. It's just like a strategy that I do in open world games and stuff that like I'm looking for it. But yeah, a lot of those times you can go into a cave and you might go all the way through it.
Hmm.
And what sucks is you might go all the way through it and you can't open it because you didn't do this quest line yet. And you're just like,
Hmm.
well, how do I open it? So
Yeah.
there's sometimes where it can be demeaning, but then you know, like, all right, well, I got to figure out how to open up this cave, and it might be on a quest line that I should have picked up a long time ago.
Right.
But everything is still explorable, which is why I love open world games. I know that's probably going to be like the new standard for RPGs all around is open world because a lot
They've
of
been
games are
doing
starting
that.
to
They
become
just
about
haven't
this.
done it this well.
Yeah.
That been kind of the meta for a while, even for games that probably shouldn't have been open world. Sad to say.
Mhm.
And Dave, bro, they better come with it. I feel like this is going to discourage a lot of um devs and production teams from doing the open world thing now, because bro, this is a bar that has been set. Like, it's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah.
Unless
Other
unless unless you're GTA, to where you have your own totally separate type of bag, and you're not coming out till
Yeah.
2030 anyway. But that's a different story. But but yeah, these other games, RPG open world type games, like, good fucking luck, man. Yeesh.
The way that they set it up in this game though is if you wanted to at level 1, you could travel all the way up to Atlas Plateau, to Lindell, right? To a place where they recommend you to be level 80 and do whatever you want. A lot of other open world type
They
games,
block it
if we
off.
look at they block it off. God of
Hmm.
War or we'll say like Kingdom Hearts. It's worlds but you have to go to them. It's not
Yeah.
like an easy one-way road kind of thing.
Right.
A
Right.
lot
Right.
of them are unlockables. This one, no. And I mean, you've seen it. People have been able to find
Right. Like,
glitches to
bro,
go
it's
way
your play.
farther.
Right. It's your sandbox. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. They drop you off, and hey, have your fun, kiddo. You touch that oven, you gonna get burnt. Just know that. Touch that stove, your finger, and they treat you like their child, man. Like, you fuck around and find out, you know.
But
So
back to the Windmill Village. I
okay,
That was the first time I met one of the. I think it's the Windmill Village, something like that. That's where I met the first
uh,
Godskin
apostle.
as well.
Okay,
Yeah, the skinny one.
okay.
The
You know what? The first one I met was
you know who
in
they remind
Volcano
me of?
Manor, bro. First one I met was in
Really?
Volcano Manor.
The fat one?
So yeah, so where does that put? I'm still trying to kind of put that together.
So I think there's one before that. You know what they remind me of if you look at them?
What?
Fatso and Stinky,
Very,
Casper's
very.
brothers.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. But okay, yeah, the first one I met was in Volcano Man. But yeah, we'll get to that.
I think
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Stinky,
He
whichever
matter
one
of
it is.
fact, he's the one you're talking about is the last one
Yeah.
I killed till the duo fight. I killed all the other ones.
Okay.
Even the other fat one to get to that divine tower.
Yep.
I even had killed him already. I'm telling you, I went to that one like late as that
Mhm.
windmill village. I went to that late as hell. So yeah.
So you did the duo. The duo fucked me up. Goodness gracious.
The duo, it was below 5 times. It was below
Yeah,
five times.
not for me. I actually had to summon somebody in to help me just because you kill one,
I didn't
the other
realize
one's
that.
gonna
It caught me off
the
guard.
other one's gonna
Yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about how hard it was, but I'm thinking just because it's two of these hard ass niggas that's making it
Mhm.
hard. I'm thinking it's just because you're fighting both of them at the same time. I didn't realize if you fucking kill one, they summon another one. That fucked me up. That caught me all the way off guard. I'm not gonna lie. That was a curveball like a motherfucker, which I'm kind of happy I
because
didn't know
most
about.
other
I'm like, yeah,
ones,
what the fuck? So that
yeah,
caught me
I
off
didn't know
guard. I'm not
about
gonna
them
lie.
either.
Yeah,
I went after the fat one first because he just hits. I'm like, all right, I gotta take out the tank because the other one he just gonna slink you around. I'll mess with him afterwards. I took him out. I'm like, all right, it's me and you going at it. Then all of a sudden he does this number,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
he shows up again. I'm like,
yeah.
what?
Nah, what happened with me was once I realized that they at the end of the day they shared the same health pool, I
Yeah,
just was spamming damage on. I ain't care which one I was hitting because I was like, okay. Because at first my strat was to okay, let me kill one, then let me kill the other. But I was like, nah, if I kill one, he come right back anyway. Why focus on one? Where I can just I was rolling away, putting my damage like just spamming damage. And by that time I had Teach. So
I didn't have T shit yet.
I had Teach. Teach, shout out to Teach, man. We'll get to Teach because I ain't start
The
leaning on Teach
summons.
till late in the game. Summons in
Yeah,
general. Only reason I was summoning before was just to have somebody to take the aggro off me, but it wasn't doing
yeah.
shit. Like I was summoning, like I didn't even upgrade my shit. Like I had I was using jellyfish and I was using
You.
perfumer Carvine or something like that. Some
Yeah.
shit I ain't never seen nobody else use, but I just liked him because he could heal himself. So he was pretty
Mhm.
durable, and he was take the aggro off me a
Oh,
little bit, but he
I did
wasn't
not
doing
know
no
that.
type of damage. To where now I get Tish, bro. Tish was getting fucking busy. Tish was doing more damage than me, bro. Like Tish is that bitch, bro, for
Yes,
real. But we'll get to
Teach
Tish.
is
We'll get to Tish.
all
But
those summons, man. But yeah, when I got to them, I had to summon help in like another person. Like
mhm.
I didn't have Tish at the time. I think I had like the branded Oleg, which is you remember Commander Nile?
Yeah,
You remember that one annoying ass one that has the two swords that
okay,
spins? He's a
yeah,
summon. So I used him for the most part for the same reason. Like I wasn't sitting there letting my thing, my summon doing all the damage. I literally did it to get aggro off of me most of the
right,
time with any
right.
other bosses. Like
hmm
if I could, I'll take you one on one. But that aggro sometimes I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Let me
whoa.
tell you, the only time I was summoned, I did equip the mimic tier just because it was the mimic, and then
Mhm.
by the time I even got it, it was nerfed. So
Oh
it
yeah.
wasn't like you know how everybody just used the mimic tier. Okay, press mimic tier
Mhm.
and just win the game, the whole game. Like they just beat the game with that shit. By the time I got it, it was nerfed. So but I equipped it anyway. Just so it was funny. The only time I was using it was like on some desperation shit because I would be like, "Oh fuck, I'm getting my ass kicked. Let me summon," but I wouldn't have enough FP to summon my normal summons, Carvine or whatever his name was, her name was, whatever.
Mhm.
But I would see my mimic tier. I'll be like, "Okay, this must take a little bit of FP," forgetting that the mimic takes from your health. So I was just kind of desperate, out of desperation, I would panic press it, boom, and all my health would go away. I'd be like, oh yeah, don't use that. So I used my mimic tier a few times because of that, but he was still like level 1. I hadn't even upgraded him yet.
Mhm.
So he wasn't doing shit. He was getting like 3 shot. So it was kind of it was kind of pointless anyway. But nah, I ended up he mimic tier ended up helping me pretty well.
Yeah.
I think I actually beat Melania with the mimic tier and not Tish actually. I think it was my mimic that helped me with that fight, if I remember
That was
correctly.
the only reason why I got the mimic was literally to level him up
Which
for
is
millennia
which is
with the
crazy
rivers of
because
blood.
Tish was doing crazy damage to Melania. I
Yes.
just couldn't finish the fight off. I think I think my mimic was just a little more durable than
Yeah.
Tish.
He has a
Tish
potion
couldn't
as
get
well.
yeah, Tish couldn't get away from that that flight of the butterflies that shit she be doing.
The
Flight of the
waterfowl
bumblebee.
dance.
Yeah, she couldn't get away from that.
Fly to the
Which my guy
bumblebee.
couldn't either, but my guy just had more health, I guess. I don't know. That shit was
Yeah,
fucking Tish up. But
they
Tish was
usually
doing
do.
crazy damage to her. But okay, we kind of got off track. We'll get to Melania later.
Yeah.
Like
So
she
the
just
windmill
keeps coming up.
village,
That
I
demon, she
know.
keeps popping up every time we
He's
talk
a
about
demon.
something.
But after that, yeah, of course, we go to Volcano Manor where you meet
Wait, no,
one
we
of the
never even talked
gods
about
members,
Margot yet.
Margot. Oh, we want to
Yeah,
Lindell Margot.
yeah, we
Yeah.
going all the way up to the throne room.
Okay.
So
Well, before the yeah throne room
okay,
before you can
so
move past.
yeah, yeah, because that's the okay. We talked about that valiant gargoyle. That's not even necessary at all. But I fought him,
Mm-mm.
and then you go up the tree and you fight the fake Godfrey. It's like the spirit
Yeah.
Godfrey that he must have sunk before he
Mhm.
got there. I don't know the thing on that whole little story, but they had the fake Godfrey. Easy work because he doesn't even transform. It's just his
Into
first
Horaloot?
phase.
No.
Yeah,
Thank
it's just
goodness.
his first phase pretty much. So that's pretty easy work. And I don't even think he had as much HP as the real first phase
Mm-mm.
of the other one. Yeah. You just fight him in the space you fight him is a little confined. So I can see how that could be kind of a challenge, but he's kind of forgettable. Um so
Yeah,
you
I
got
one
that.
shotted him.
Yeah. So you got that, and then it's the Morgoth fight.
Mhm.
Which before that, if you want to touch on that a little bit, it was kind of cool that they showed you like America's sleeping quarters and her little bed and
Mhm.
shit like that, her room. Like that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Like before you get to the area,
The
like
Queen's bedroom, I think is what it's called.
this is where the devil lies, huh?
Yeah.
Shit need to be underground with Moog them. She need to be sleeping in that, but that America is a motherfucker. But okay, get to Morgoth. How was the Morgoth fight for you?
Definitely under 5, just because at that point I already you I have fought him enough because I had fought him 2 other times before that.
Right.
And so at this point I'm like, all right, I know your movesets. Like, yeah, you
And
got
his
a
second
different
phase
sword.
wasn't crazy. His
Uh-uh.
second phase wasn't crazy.
Just
Um,
the difference was the arcane with the blood.
mhm.
So that kind of threw me off out because I was like, oh, you don't have faith no more. You just now you a blood user. Oh, so you like your brother.
Yeah.
Okay. So I, I think as well at that point, not even just learning him, he didn't have those staggered move sets. You know what I'm talking about? Where in the most times he's like this, you're waiting. He's a little bit more fluid with all his movements. Like you kind
Mhm.
of, I don't want to say they're more predictable because of that way, but because of I played Bloodborne, they were more predictable for me because I'm used to when you hack up, you're coming back down
It's
with
not
it.
none of that
Not
delayed shit.
just here, one, two,
Yeah,
three,
yeah.
slap. Like no.
None of that
So
delayed shit. When
it,
you cock back, you swing.
hmm
Yeah.
so it was still I like the fight. I like the after credits as well with him and everything else when he's like finally defeated and everything. And I think at that point he's kind of like, all right, Tarnish, like you might be worthy. You know what I mean? Like this was a hard fight.
Hmm.
You got me one last time.
And another thing about
You know.
Morgat, he real as hell. Like he. I know we talked about him earlier, like with his
Mm-hmm.
how honorable he is and shit and his loyalty. But as a warrior, he real, bro. Did you know he once defended Lindell from Radon? Like he held it down. Like
No, I
he's one of
didn't
the
know
only
that.
people that could handle Radon besides Melania, of course. But yeah, they have artwork and everything of him, like in one of the loading screens where he like going head to head with Radon.
Mm-hmm.
But that was before he was like Radon. I think this must have been like Radon younger days because he was still they were like the same size kind of.
Yeah, but didn't Millennia? She like she held Radon, but she didn't because she had
That
the
was a
blossom.
stalemate, bro. They both lost that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, that was a tie, a loser tie, like a trade where you both hit each other and you both die. That was one of them. Seemed like yeah, and that's the thing about this game, bro. You know what's crazy? And they kind of make it apparent because it's a theme in the game.
Yeah.
You're fighting like nerfed versions of all of these people. You're
Yes.
not fighting none of them in their prime glory and all of their, you're not no.
They're war torn. They're beat up.
Yes.
This is the aftermath of them fucking each other up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So imagine you're fighting a fucked up millennia that used that flower shit and been sleeping for the last 2,000 years, however long it been.
Yeah. Well,
Eh,
that was her second time, right? Because the third time is with you.
no, that's her third
But
time. No, that was the second time. Yeah. You're right.
yeah.
You're right. He's fighting a Radon who got hit by Melania's shit. He's a zombie at this point.
Mhm.
Scarlet Rotten ate up all his brain. Mind bad. His mind real bad.
It's
His
mine real
mind,
bad.
his mind is bad. The man mind is bad. Yeah, he's just a big husk of himself, a beast
Hmm.
roaming around there. Uh, and
Godfrey
everybody
as
else, like
well.
you said, they're war torn, but the shattering them fucked them up.
Hmm.
You think about the last fight, Radagon been. crucified, hanging up there for how long? However long since the shattering. With a thing that was very, they took that straight
Yeah.
out the biblical sense. He had the,
Mhm.
the the spear in his side, just on some Jesus type shit. That was
And, and he's still holding up the stars too.
yeah, Radon, exactly. Radon's still holding up the stars. Half of his strength is going to that. So it's like, bruh, imagine these people in all of their glory. You know, like, sheesh, bro. Good luck. I hope one of the DLCs is like a fucking time machine, which is very possible because they introduced that with Farm Missoula, the aspect of time travel.
Yeah.
Because all Farm Missoula is like a time warp pocket dimension time travel type of thing. You see that with Garak and Malekith, which we'll get to all that later, but it's
Yeah.
possible. Maybe they'll make it to where you saw how you laid down to get to Placidusics. You laid down in that thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you go to the same spot, but lay down in another tomb, and it takes you to somewhere else. Who fucking knows? That would be dope. There's on some. That would be a simple way to do that DLC. Just warp you to
Mhm.
some other shit. It don't even have to be part of the map. So that would be dope. Um, but yeah,
Back to the heyday kind of thing too.
yeah, yeah. Take us back and let us see something. Boy, I don't know if I want to see that. I ain't gonna lie.
I do not want to see Millennia at full strength. Like her right now is already bad enough.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, and okay, so back to Morgot. Yeah, Morgot was under 5. It was a cool fight. He wasn't like on no easy type shit. He
No,
was
no,
cool
no.
because I like fighting people around my size. He's quick. He's formidable. He just wasn't uh like I just seen better. That's all.
Mhm.
He was cool though. He was. I actually wish there were more boss fights like that. Like him. Like Godfrey was cool, bro. Godfrey was just so fucking aggro. He annoyed me, bro.
The
Like,
second
god
phase, right?
damn.
The second phase
Yes.
is
We'll get to Godfrey though. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it because actual fight takes place in
it's
the
right
same
there too.
spot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like those type of
John
fights though with
Cena.
guys. Yeah, bruh. Okay, so after after Morgat. Okay, Volcano Manor.
Hmm.
Very interesting place.
Yes.
All right, you walk in, you got the, and I got there like we was talking about the big fallen star beast. I got there right after him. He dropped down and it's right there. So as soon as you walk in there, you see the little weird lady with
With
the
her
with a
with her knight.
with her Crucible Knight bodyguard. I wanted to just, was it just me or did you want to just smack the shit out of him right then and there? Because I feel like he was staring at me, even though he got that helmet on. I feel like he's like staring at me like I'm a hoe or something.
Yeah.
Did you want to smack him? I did.
I wanted to fight him right then
Me
and there. I
too.
was
Just
like,
cause. Oh,
I fought all y'all. I want you. I
it's kind of
want
it's
you
kind
in
of like
your
Peter Griffin and the chicken. Like soon as I see one of them, I just want to smoke. I didn't feel good just being in the area and keeping it civil with that guy. I was so happy when I got to fight him. But okay, if you go upstairs, by the way, there's the little invader fight. I forgot the name of that
Yeah.
guy. He was a pack,
With
bro.
the
Pretty easy.
with
That's where you get
the
the guys as well from.
the guys as well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like the
that
whirly gig from Bloodborne. Just a
okay.
fun weapon.
Okay, so it's something
But
similar to that in Bloodborne.
yeah. It's
Okay.
just a lawnmower.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, you just if you charge it up, all you do is literally it spins and you put it in front of you and it'll eat somebody up. It's like a
Okay.
but it's
Um.
a nice fun weapon.
Okay. Uh.
Did you do you yeah, you had to do the quest line for it, right? When she asked you to the request to invade those other people's world to get the right card.
That's not how I got the right card.
Oh, there's other ways.
Of
You
course there
found
is.
him?
Yeah.
You found him,
I,
didn't you?
I
Okay,
actually went to his chamber, type shit.
okay. So
Yeah.
I did the quest line because of course, they ask you to be a part of the manor, and so of course you can either find it underground when you talk to old dude that's at the end of the hallway. He's like, "There's something sinister down below," and
Uh
and
huh.
then he dies. I did that. I was like, "Okay, you're weird." So I went and did I went and did the quest line, and then at the end of it, when you kill, I think it's like 3 people for her, she's like, "Do you want to meet my master?"
I ain't do none of that. And
And
which
I
I
was
fucked
like,
up because that's a part of Raya's quest also, right? Or no?
"I think
The
so."
the hunchback chick? I think because I missed all of her shit. She had a whole
Yeah,
my new game
yeah, because she's
plus.
in
I
there.
gotta do I gotta add her to the list of
Mhm.
NPCs that I gotta finish their quest
Yeah,
line.
she's in
I
there
ain't,
because her, I think it's either her or her mother that turns into one of those
her mother.
lizard.
What happened
Was a
was
lizard.
no, her mother was a human that was breeding with lizards, and that was what was making like see how they got like the lizard knights in
Yeah,
there. It's like some abominational type shit going on, but it was like
yeah,
Rykard's experiments
yeah.
that was going on down there. Like
So was
you
that
go through
her
a lot
that
of this
turns
shit.
into it?
It's not even jails. It's like experimentation type of rooms
Yeah.
in a lot of that area. That's all it is, and all those
Mhm.
bodies stacked up is the ones that ain't make it
Yep.
basically.
Hey,
And that's another
there's an
reason why you
underground
got
area too.
yeah, and those maiden things that run around stealing people and bringing them down there. That's what they bring them down for there for to be like
Mhm.
test subjects type shit.
And there's a whole nother area down there too.
Yeah,
I forget what you
yeah.
fight down there. Oh, you fight two of those um walking sarcophagus things.
Walking
The ones with
sarcophagus thing.
the ones with the axes, and they open up and they grab you and take you in.
Oh yeah,
There's two of them down there that you fight together. You
yeah.
get something from them. I forget what. But yeah, like when you go all the way down Volcano Manor. So it wasn't her that turns into the lizard, because one of the
I
girls in
don't.
one of the rooms turns into it, and she's like, don't let, it's either like, don't let my sister know or don't let my mother know, because she's literally in the next room over. She's like, she doesn't know that this is my
See
actual
that room
true
never even
form.
opened up for me. It's still locked for me
Oh,
because I didn't do the quest.
yeah.
But
See,
I
I
did. I
did.
looked up the lore and it was like her mother, Rykard was using her mama to be like one of the breeders
Okay.
for
So
the
it might be the
snake.
mother saying, "Don't let my daughter see this" or something. It's one of the two. One of them
Mm.
is actually one of those. They I don't know where they get the name from, but people started calling those people Kyles, the lizard people. Have you ever noticed that they call them Kyle?
It's probably some white ass explanation for that. I have no clue. I don't
But
know.
but yeah, I did the whole that part of the quest line, and then she just warps you down there. She'll be like, "Do you want to meet my master?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What's up?" Like, I'm sure he's a boss. And then since I went down there before and I saw it, like I was like, this looks like a boss room. It smells like a boss room. I'm not going in this boss room right now. Then she walked me down there. I was like, ah, shit. So all roads lead to this motherfucker right
Uh
here.
huh.
And
Okay,
that's when I found out about the weapon too. The guy, of course, that was down the hall. He was like, the only thing that can really kill him is the serpent killer spear or whatever that you have to get.
bro. Listen, I fucking fought him like 6 times before I was like, cause I saw the weapon. I was like, man, I ain't using this shit. Like I ain't, but I didn't realize that you basically capoeira stun him. Just keep heavy using the heavy with that
Yeah.
weapon, and he can't even move. And just use that shit till he die. Even in the second phase, it does the same shit. Just I don't know if they patched that or what.
No, actually, in the newest patch, I think they buffed it a little bit,
They
if
buffed
I
the weapon.
remember correctly.
Maybe because they want to make it.
Yeah,
Is it because they want to make it viable outside
I
of that
think
room?
so. I
Maybe
think
so.
so. Because like we both said it, like playing the game and playing with that weapon, you can add, a couple of somber stones to it to make it better for the fight. But other than that fight, that weapon is completely useless.
Mhm.
It's just useless. There's
So
no
maybe
point in
maybe
it
that's
other
what they
than that.
buffed it for to make it more,
Because it's a
you
fun
know,
weapon.
to make it more usable
Hmm.
outside of that room. Maybe. Um, anything else interesting happening in Volcano? Well, lore wise, Volcano Manor has a lot going on. Like you
It's
say,
just
with the chick and her mom, which I don't have all the details 'cause I didn't do the actual quest. I just
Mhm.
saw a couple of lore guys talking about it. That's how I know about her mom and the
I didn't do
experiments
the
and
the
Rykard
the
and all that.
the quest correctly, but once I got all the rooms opened up, then yeah, like at one point I left, like there was a lady in there. I left, I came back, and it was one of the lizard people, and I'm like, bitch, who are you? And then she was like, don't tell him. It's either daughter or mother. Like I don't remember. They're like, don't tell her in the other room. This is my actual form. I've always looked like this. She doesn't know. Um, you know. I'm like, okay, like y'all on some weird shit around here. Like this whole place, I'm
uh,
not feeling.
oh yeah, and of course, they also that's when I fought the first god skin that
Yep.
I fought. Like I said earlier, the big guy. That
Mhm.
was a hard. I was getting packed up by him, bro. That's another one. I was getting, but I sat down till I beat him. But that was a good
Mhm.
hour and a half ordeal for me, bro. Because I remember I did it right before work, and I was like, bro, if I'm late to work, I'm just late, bro. I think you was in there when I was fighting him. Were you?
Yeah.
Were you in the Discord? I was like, bro, I'm not leaving until I beat this guy. It was just annoying because it was another one of those things where you're in this little ass area, man,
Room.
and the shit doesn't break, which is kind of to your. You could use it to your advantage, but the window to use it to your advantage is so small because he does that rolling attack. So
Yeah.
if you hide behind one of those pillars like perfectly, it blocks that. But that his area of attack with that shit is so wide and the pillar is so small that if you don't angle perfectly, he'll go right around it and roll over your ass. And it lasts about 10 seconds. That fucking roll, it lasts way too long. But that's some shit they would do right. It's ridiculous. But that was an annoying fight, bro. That one is up there, annoying wise. And of course, you
It
fight him a
definitely
couple more
was.
times, but it's not as bad because you're not in
Mm-mm.
that little ass area, bro. And I was running into shit. That was one of those fights I kept backing into the walls and shit on
Or
accident,
the
running into
pews.
those pews, bro. That was an annoying ass fight, bro.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
it was. I was able to. It took me under an hour. Like I kind of those bigger kind of guys. Sometimes I can get the best of them.
Yeah,
It
that's one of
wasn't
the
too
ones
bad.
that was over 10 times for sure for me, easily.
Mm.
Over 10 for sure. He was packing me up.
So there was something that came out because it was after we beat him. I think I told you about it, where they cheesed him, or people were cheesing him. So his fight, you can no longer cheese, and the Commander Nile, which I didn't know about till because Commander Nile was giving me the fucking blues.
Yeah, he was pretty tough. He was pretty tough.
Um,
Yo, I
not the
fought
one
him.
in
My
Caled,
bad. Go
not
ahead.
the one in Caled, the one up
Yeah,
north.
and yeah,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a way you
The
can
one in
cheese him.
Caled is O'Neal, Commander O'Neal,
O'Neal, yeah, that's O'Neal. He
and
gave me the
and
blues.
O'Neal. I beat O'Neal in a couple. O'Neal was
It
under five for sure. I
it
beat
was
O'Neal
those
like maybe the second time.
summons, and at first I was
You
like,
had so
I'm not gonna
much.
do it on my steed. I had to. After a while, I started doing this on my steed. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna
He had
hit
O'Neal.
and
O'Neal
run.
had a lot more summons, but they were a lot weaker.
They were,
Suck it.
but they would come back.
Yeah,
They would come
yeah. He
back.
had waves of them. Yeah. I don't know. I guess they're what and what depending on your play style. Nile and O'Neal. Not Nile was harder for me for sure.
Oh yeah,
His attack was so dope. He was
the
kind of like on
lightning
some
one.
yeah. He was kind of like on some Margit type shit, like that shit where you jump up high as hell
Mhm.
and you could.
It was
It's
lightning
easy
and
to dodge, but
frost.
it's kind of tight.
I didn't get that. How it would go from lightning to frost. Like he would jump up, come down, and then he would wave it. So at
Yeah, do
first
the
the
frost
lightning's
shit.
hitting it, and
Yeah,
then the frost shit. I'm like, yo, pick an element, bro. You
yeah.
can't do both.
Pick an element, bro.
can't
That was a
can't do
cool
both.
fight. It probably would have been cool if it was just him too. Like that's one of those
Hmm.
cool like one on one type like let's get it type fights. Um, the fact that you gotta fuck up his little lackeys first, and they wasn't no hoes, bro. They get a hold of you, they touch you, they gonna do something to you.
Yeah,
So
they
yeah,
gonna fuck with you,
they
especially
gonna
with
put
that
they gonna
frost.
put some on you. Yeah,
But yeah,
Commander now is a motherfucker.
those cheeses they patched up because the thing was you could with the Godskin guy in there was if you and I watched it with the guy who did it under an hour. You would walk to the door right before it would say enter the traverse or traverse the mist,
Hmm.
and then it would put you in like this little holding area. Like you didn't quite enter the room.
What
And
you
then
had to
you
do
just
to
run.
do that though?
That was it. Like you would walk just enough up to the door to where
Uh,
it would say the command, and then what would happen is you would walk past the set of double doors, but you wouldn't break the area of where the
mm-hmm.
boss room was. So then people would be running, jumping, and then they'd get in there, and he would never activate. Like I watched it on the guy's live feed, and he's like, "Yep, he just stands here and doesn't do anything," and you
All
just
right.
knock him, knock him, knock him.
Be honest. On your first run through, how many people
Yeah,
did you cheese?
I cheesed one with the
Okay,
horror
me too.
frost stomp.
Who did you cheese with that? And is that
Moog.
technically a cheese, or is it just a mechanic, or did you do it a certain type of way, like in a certain spot that they couldn't get to you or something like that?
Oh no, no, I didn't do anything like that my first
Oh,
game. I would call that a cheese only because with Moog, it was literally Horfrost stomp. Me and my mimic Horfrost stomping him. Like
okay.
just ATL
So
stomp
so
on
it
him.
was
Just
kind of a cheese, huh? Yeah. The only person I cheese was that gargoyle outside of the bestial sanctum. I did the thing where you stay in a room,
oh.
and I was just spamming his ass and run away. It took a long ass time, and it was kind of annoying because he caught me a couple times and I almost had him dead. And I was so weak at the time, but I knew he had a lot of fucking rooms. But I knew that was
Yeah.
away. It was away from me. It was possible for me to beat him, and I was gonna get so
Mhm.
many that it was gonna be worth it. But it was like a 20-minute fight, just because it took so long. Because you gotta wait till because he's
Yeah.
gonna one hit you because I was so weak at the time. Like I wasn't even supposed to be in Caleb, but I took that teleporter that
Mhm.
puts you like right there.
Because you talk to D.
Yeah, exactly. So
No,
I
I
did it though.
remember.
It took long as hell. I wasn't doing no fucking damage to him. You was in a party
I
one
w-
time when I was doing that shit.
yeah, I that wasn't the cheese. I mean, it kind of is, but it isn't. The true cheese was that Black Rider on the bridge
Oh yeah, but
with the
no.
poison.
But if you think about it, I think that was intentional, bro. I think that was intentional. Like I think that's just a strat, like a hidden strat, because there's no other point in the game where that's set up like that except that area.
Mhm.
Think about it. What other place where you run through and those poison things pop up? It's not like that's a recurring enemy or obstacle. It's just right
No.
there where he's at. So I think they put that there for a reason and like, let's see how smart they are. They could fight this guy for an hour, or they could just lead him to this poison and he'll insta die.
lead, lead him to
So
the water.
yeah, lead him to the water, let him drink. So I'm so happy when you came up with that because he was packing me up, bro. Like I was the dummy that didn't even think about that, and I should have because that was my main farm area on top of that hill with the
Yep.
little guys. You if you went through that, you'll get like 15 a pop if you kill all those
Mhm.
guys. So I was farming that a lot. Like when I got powered up before Radon and them, that was my farm area. So I can't believe I didn't think of that because I'll run through that poison every fucking time to get to the ones at the bottom. I just missed it. I didn't even think about it. So when you told me that, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, and bro, he dies instantly. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure they put that in there on
Yeah.
purpose.
But other than that, no, I didn't do the ones like I didn't do that one on the Godskin duo. I
They
didn't
had
do it
one.
on
They
any
had
of the
one for
other
the
big.
fire giant.
They had one for Radon.
Really? Oh wait, he jumps off the thing.
Yeah, because he does his comet coming
Mm-hmm.
down. So if you wait for his comet and do it to come down, if you run, there's like an edge of where the water is.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, when he comes down for his comet, because he has to hit land, he hits the edge of the map and drops.
Mm. I wonder if they patched that. But nah, I would never do that, bro. I be wanting, especially with the big bosses. It's like why, bro? Even though by the time I finished fighting the fire giant, I was like, bro, I wish I could cheat this nigga. Honestly, because I was so annoyed with
I
him.
hate him.
But the bosses in general, it's like, bro, why would you want to do that?
I have no
That
clue.
that
I
that
didn't
takes
know
something
about
away
the
from it.
giant one. I didn't know about the giant
Yeah,
one till
I think
after
I think it was
they
some.
patched it.
It's one where he went off the ledge, and there was another
Mhm.
one where he couldn't touch you, like it was a part of the,
Oh yeah.
like he couldn't get to you, some shit like that.
The ledge thing, it makes so much sense because there's so many times I've been chased by shit. I go down a ladder and then I see it falling and I'm like, oh god, it's gonna kill me. And then I see it, it hits and then it just dies. I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
fall damage.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Of course it works. Fall damage.
Where did we leave off on Volcano Manor? Did we get to? We
After the
talked about
Gauch thing
Ricard and
deal,
everything, huh?
yeah, a little bit on Rykard. I mean, his fight was like underwhelming, honestly. Like, cause
Is that a
you get
cheese with a weapon? They put the shit there,
no, no,
right?
that's how you
It's
beat him
just a gimmick.
because
It's one of
yeah,
those brainy gimmicks, though, right? Or no? Because it's
not
like, bro,
really.
this is here. Because a lot of people, I'm sure, they were stubborn like me, was like, yo, fuck this weapon. When
Yeah.
literally they're giving you the keys to the vehicle, boom, right there. You're like, here you go.
Because like
Kill him
I
with this.
tried it at first with it, without it. Like I had it equipped. I was like, it's for a reason. So I'm gonna see if like I have to go up and stab him with or anything
Mhm.
else. And you know, right under him is lava. I was like, well, I can't even get close without dying. So let me see what this thing does. And sure enough, it's hitting him. I'm like, oh, but it wasn't until the second or third time dying, because you know that whole snake head and everything else that's just annoying, that it has a horizontal and a vertical attack, or vertical and
I was
horizontal.
spamming straight heavies.
Oh, I was going this way because you know if you time it out correctly, of course, and you hit him on his head, like that's a straight crit. But if he's charging up for any other type of attack and you hit him this way, it stuns him too. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm
I
just
was going.
gonna
You see, I was going straight heavies.
Swiss cheese, bro. Just
It's
all
funny as
over him.
hell. It's funny as hell that did you go back and saw the chick like eating them?
Yes, that was
Fucking weirdo, bro. I'm like, bitch, I
and
knew your ass was weird.
then you hit her,
Yeah,
and then
kill
her
ass.
knight shows up.
Yeah, I was like, bitch, I've been waiting to do that since the first time I seen your monkey ass. You fucking hoe.
It's like a scene from a movie. It's like I
Yeah.
wasn't worried about nobody but you.
Yeah, finally. I felt the tension in the air as soon as I saw your ass. I knew you was eyeing me down through that helmet, bitch. Uh okay. You
Mhm.
know what? Let's leave it here, bro. I think this is a good cutoff point.
Yeah,
Next time, our next one, we should wrap it up in the next one though. I
yeah,
think the
we
next one
could,
is yeah. I think the next one will do it.
and
Um,
we'll talk about our bosses as well.
yeah, that'll be a whole nother thing. We gonna do
Okay.
we go get another somebody else in here, a couple more
Hmm.
people in here, and kind of get different point of views on the bosses, and I think we'll do it that way. But
Yeah,
part three of the recap with me and Nicholas, iDuffelShuffle. Be on the lookout for that. And the next one, like I say, the next one should wrap it up. I
yeah.
think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we don't have too much left.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you watching, listening. This has been Michael, Mikeauxl, not Mikeauxl. Yeah, it's your name, Mikeauxl. No,
Mike
Michael.
Oxel.
It's Michael. Is Michael, and my guy. What's your name, my young fellow?
I Duffel Shuffle. Duffel. Like the bag.
That's L-E though, ain't it?
No, it's
Is duffel
EL. It's
bag
supposed to be
EL?
EL. It's
Okay.
supposed to be EL.
Hey, public school, bro. What can I say? But yeah, catch y'all next time, man. Later.